First and foremost, I want to give all honor and prayer and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem Rakakwadash, double honors to the elders Apostle Great Millstone. Peace and blessing salutations to the Akim, the Akwa that's on the four corners, pushing this truth at its best and sincerity. Shalom. Shalom, Akim. I woke up and I seen it just had this news article that came to my phone, and it says new CDC coronavirus report, a second case confirmed in the U.S. It reads, the new case is a woman in Chicago. Dozens more cases are being investigated. It reads, another case of the new coronavirus has been confirmed in the U.S. This was January 24th, 2020 at 9:25 a.m. Just updated at 10:56, January 24th, 2020, 10:56 a.m. A second case of the new coronavirus has been confirmed in the United States. The Centers for Disease Control and Prevention announced Friday morning. The CDC is also investigating another 61 potential cases from 22 states. 11 have tested negative. 11 have tested negative, and results from the rest are pending. The new case, a woman in her 60s, is hospitalized in Chicago and is reportedly doing well. She had traveled to Wuhan, China in December and flew home to Illinois on January 13th. All right. And the reason was, it said that she traveled to Wuhan, China in December and flew back January 13th. All right. And this article came out January 24th. All right. So she was down there since December and came back, and they just found this case on the 24th. How much more people that she interacted with, that she came in contact with, since then, I know she's a grandmother. She probably have grandchildren. She probably had her daughter came over to the house, then prepared meals, cooked, then went to grocery stores. All right. She was not symptomatic on the flight home. The woman had not spent much time in public after arriving back in the U.S. That's a smoke screen. Esau, so-called white man, got to cover things up so it won't cause a state of a panic. And had not taken public transportation how she got home. Health officials said the risk that she had infected others is low, but some close contact are being monitored for symptoms. It said Dr. Nancy Messonnier, director of the CDC, National Center for Immunization and Respiratory Diseases, said that it's important to keep in mind that there are still many unknowns about the virus. This virus was only identified within the past month, and there is much we don't know yet. Messonnier said during a call with journalists Friday. She added it's likely there will be more cases in the U.S., including among close contacts of travelers. All right, and they got this video. I'm going to play the video, and then I'm going to go finish out the article and bring out a scripture that came to mind.
Through the AT&T network, Edge-to-Edge Intelligence helps you monitor patients remotely and protect their medical data, so you can quickly deliver the care they need to keep your practice healthy. That's the power of Edge-to-Edge Intelligence.
Joined now by NBC News medical correspondent Dr. John Torres. Dr. John, thanks so much for coming in. Scales increasing. The effort to contain it globally seems to be increasing as well. How worried should we be at this point?
I think at this point you should to the news, listen to the health authorities, what they're saying, but don't be too terribly concerned about it, because putting it in perspective, there's one case we know about here in the United States, a lot of suspected cases, but what you're seeing here is you're seeing the word has got out to physicians. They're starting to look at everybody, and anybody that has any symptoms and they've been near this area, they're going to start testing for them. And so that's why you're seeing more and more of these cases. Things that 2 months ago would have slipped through and it was just a cold.
Yeah.
Now they're looking at maybe it could be coronavirus.
What's this going to look like going forward? Is it just a matter of time before we start to see more cases pop up around the United States?
Yeah, I think you're probably going to see a few more cases pop up here only because that area is so heavily traveled. But if it follows SARS, what happened with SARS, which is the epidemic in 2002 and 3, which was a coronavirus, it cropped up very quick and then it died off all of a sudden. And so this hopefully follows the same type of situation.
China was criticized roundly for how it handled SARS, not doing enough, fast enough. What do you make of how they're handling it so far this time around?
And I think that's what you're seeing here. Yesterday, the World Health Organization had a press conference, and they actually pointed that out. They said China is doing a fantastic job of containing it, testing for it, and trying to get it under control. And there's so many people there that it's going to be hard to get under control, but hopefully they do very, very quickly.
What about the reports this morning that there's perhaps a vaccine that may be on the horizon, some drug companies working on something? If that does happen, how likely that we see it quickly?
So the drug companies are working on, there's a few that are actually actively involved in that right now. And what they're saying and what experts here are saying is it's probably going to take a few months to get the vaccine and then a few more months to test it. So probably by the end of, another year or so before we actually get a vaccine. Again, with SARS, they came out with a vaccine, but by the time they got it out, the epidemic had already stopped. And so it might mimic the same thing here.
All right, Dr. John Torres, I'm sure we'll be talking to you a lot over the next few days. Thank you, sir.
All right, back to the article. It says the Chicago patient called her doctor when she started feeling ill, rather than physically going to a hospital or an urgent care center. Health officials said that this is the right thing to do. We asked that many individuals who begins to experience symptoms and has recently traveled to Wuhan or had contact with someone diagnosed with the novel coronavirus to call their healthcare provider or hospital before seeking treatment, so that appropriate infection control measures can be put into place. Dr. Jennifer Layden said, Chief Medical Officer at the Illinois Department of Public Health, said Friday. The first coronavirus case in the U.S. was reported Tuesday. A man in his 30s who fell ill after returning to his home in Washington State following a trip to Wuhan. Countries with confirmed cases to the coronavirus. And they got a list here. Countries with confirmed cases. You got China, 893, 26 deaths. Thailand, 4. South Korea, 2. United States, 2. Japan, 2. Vietnam, 2. Singapore, 1. Continue on, it says, he is to be recovering but remain hospitalized at the Providence Regional Medical Center in Everett, Washington on Friday. Health officials in the U.S. are taking extraordinary steps to try to stop the spread of the illness, including screening passengers who arrive at U.S. airports from China, quarantining them if necessary, and isolating patients with the confirmed disease. All right. And I ran into another article, quick article. Let me see if it's still there. It's not. It was there. I had two different articles. Let's see. It's about the same. It's the same. Well, yeah, it's the same. I'll do another video if we got any updates, but let me get to this precept. This is Matthew chapter 24 and verse 4. And this is Yahushua speaking. And Yahushua answered and said unto them, take heed that no man deceive you. For many shall come in my name, saying, I am Yahushua HaMashiach, and shall deceive many. And ye shall hear of wars and rumors of wars. See that ye be not troubled, for all these things must come to pass, but the end is not yet. For nation shall rise against nation, and kingdom against kingdom, and there shall be famines and pestilence and earthquakes in diverse places. And all these are the beginnings of sorrow. All right. So you already got the rumors of war, you know, with Iran and over there Israel and America and Iran, you know, and Russia and China, you know. And you also had these earthquakes. You had the earthquakes over there, was in Puerto Rico, if I'm not mistaken. They had over like 500 earthquakes in one day. And now we come into this prophecy with this the pestilence, all right, over there in China. With them Chinese, with their biblical name is the Moabites, all right, the heathens, all right. But Yahushua said, take heed that no man deceive us, because we know, you know, it's be not deceive us, Satan devices, all right. You know, and they trying to play like they can make a cure to cure this virus when they don't even know how the virus came about, and they don't even understand what the virus, you know, how to control the virus and stop the spread. All right. And they said, you know, in the article it said they had over 22 cases of people in the United States with the coronavirus. So they're trying to make it seem like it's just being swept under the rug. All right. But it says, see that ye not be troubled. And then he's talking to whom? He's talking to his elect men. All right. For all these things must come to pass. All right. So these pestilence and earthquakes and rumors of war, all these things are you know, are meant to happen. It's part of prophecy. All right. And I just wanted to go into that. Lord willing, it was edifying. I want to give all honors and glory and prayer to Yahweh, by Hashem Yahushua, by Hashem Kakwadas. Double honor to the elders and the apostles of Great Millstone. Peace and blessing and salutation to the hopefully elect that's preaching his word to the four winds. Shalom. Shalom, Arthur.